Inside Business in association with GlobalEye.
At long last, the regional markets seem to be rebounding, and out there's new investment opportunities lining up, waiting to be grabbed. There's no doubt now that the banks are easing their lending conditions, and analysts are talking about improved liquidity in the market. Salary levels for borrowing have begun to come down, and although everyone agrees that we've a tough year ahead, at least Dubai is well positioned to come out of the downturn sooner than many other places around the world. Well, TimSealre is CEO of GlobalEye, and he's with us on the programme today. Tim, good to see you there in your headquarters in Jumeirah. Now, why do you think Dubai will come out of the downturn sooner than other places, as analysts have been saying for quite a time now?
I think Dubai has the opportunity to come out of the market sooner, based like every other emerging economy. They tend to bounce back much quicker than sort of more seasoned economies. Not to mention that Dubai is part of the Emirates as well. So being part of the Emirates, we obviously have the powerhouse of Abu Dhabi, which is sitting on about a tenth of the world's oil reserves, with obviously a large amount of money, which is only distributed about 1 million people down there. So don't forget that we've got that Abu Dhabi scenario to look at as well. So I think, from a perspective of the strength of the economy and the ability to bounce back, I think Dubai is very well served.
How important is it for banks to begin lending again and bring down that high salary ratio that was put in place?
I think one of the crucial parts to the economy here bouncing back, as I think with a lot of economies worldwide, is the importance that lending must come back into the marketplace. At the moment there's a reticence for banks to lend. Actually there's a lack of liquidity in the markets as well. And if we don't have that liquidity come back in, the recovery plans that Dubai has and many other parts of the world have too, it will be stymied by this effect.
What opportunities are there currently out there?
With regard to new opportunities, obviously with any kind of chaos which we've all experienced in the world recently comes opportunity, and it's very much down to whether you view your glass being half full or half empty. So there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there, a lot of business leaders who are looking at taking advantage of what's happening in the marketplace, whether that's getting involved in obviously the local stock markets or global stock markets, for instance, where we've got a historical low at present. There's some great value to be had. People are getting involved in that. And if you want a more regional perspective, I think a lot of people know that the market here with regards to real estate has come down, and if you have the capital to get involved, people are buying real estate again. Not any real estate. I think the old adage of location, location, location is coming to the fore, which is obviously a great thing, so people are buying value.
Positive sentiment has to come back. Is this being achieved, do you think?
Positive sentiments are very important for all markets, and once again, there's no science to how markets move. It is all down to sentiment. I think once again, Dubai has built a very strong brand over the past few years. We've taken a bit of a knock recently, and of course this is very much a first for Dubai. We've never really done down. This is the first time we've done it, so I think we're all a little bit of shock as to that. But I think the fundamentals of the market here still remain strong, and so I think that's starting to permeate through. We've made some corrections in our businesses. We've right-sized. We've had to maybe release people, make the businesses a little bit more streamlined, revisit business plans, get back to the sort of the basic underlying fundamentals of how the business works, and then take it forward from there.
Tim, are we seeing those all-important interest rates come down for borrowers?
Interest rates here in the Emirates certainly haven't come down as much as we anticipated or would have hoped. Unfortunately, it appears that banks are still having difficulty getting long-term money. I think IBOR rates have tracked down certainly, but that's not reflected in the borrowing rates that are available in the marketplace. Until the long-term money rates start to come down and banks can make a profit out of that, then we're not going to see a sort of a short-term turnaround in interest rates going down.
Now, do you think that banks will be reporting the profits that we've seen in the past?
Profitability of banks, once again, I think it's going to be certainly more, it's going to be monitored a lot more in future. That said, banks are making profit on a global basis. For example, you may have heard Citigroup's recent results were very impressive. They're showing all the right signs and the sort of glimmers of hope of turning things around. Not only that, they're starting to put money to one side for things like bonuses for their bank staff. Unfortunately, that's still going to happen. I'd like to think it's going to be a little bit more policed in future. But there's no reason why banks cannot come back and start making profits. Most certainly here as well, a lot of the Islamic banking institutions, which had a more conservative approach to their banking in the past, have done well in the recent downturn.
Is the property sector going to have as much importance as it did before this financial downturn here in Dubai?
Property is very important in any major market. If you look at, for example, look at London. The FTSE is supported by a very strong property market. New York has a strong property market. Hong Kong has a strong property market. Tokyo, etc., and so forth. So if Dubai, certainly UAE, is going to come through as a major indice, it has to have a major property market behind it as well.
Now, just finally, can we have a top 3 of Tim Sealre's list of investing wisely in Dubai?
You can pick up some fantastic bank stocks if that's what you want to do for very good prices, representing a hell of a lot of value, and that would be one area perhaps. I think the second area, I think for a lot of people, is that they may not feel that comfortable about buying single stocks, exposing all their capital at one go. They prefer to sort of enter the market on a gradual basis, and it might be worth looking at what we call regular saving type vehicles, where you can access a whole range of funds which have a whole range of stocks involved in them.
Okay, well, we'll leave it there for now. Tim Sealre, CEO of GlobalEye, many thanks for your time today, coming on the programme.
Thanks, Greg.
Well, that's it for this edition of Inside Business. You can contact the programme directly by writing to ib@city7tv.com. Also, you can follow what's happening on the programme via Twitter. It's at inside_business. For now, from all of us on the programme, goodbye. We'll see you again soon.
Inside Business in association with GlobalEye.